Coming up next on the Jeff Crilley Show, we'll meet the head of an organization in the Bronx that's been helping young people find their voice through art for more than 80 years. That's just ahead.
Many are predicting that the worst is yet to come, which is unfortunate, said one person here. Until now, they've enjoyed the reputation of being the nation's icebox.
Watched a burglar in his home this morning by webcam.
As a journalist of over 25 years, stories are what make my world turn.
Reporting live from the Dallas newsroom tonight, Jeff Crilley, Fox 4 News.
But in 2008, I took the jump from my familiar life and started a PR firm from my home. We're talking about anyone with a camcorder like the one I'm using becomes a television network. We started slowly growing the company, and we now have over 100 clients, and we've branched into the world of live digital broadcasting. I now own 8 different TV studios and have a huge team, and the stories that I now get to share are sometimes the most important of my life. Life has a funny way of coming around full circle. This is the Jeff Crilley Show. So as we head back to school across the country, a lot of parents and teachers are worried about the mental health of our young people. After all, they've been through a brutal pandemic where many of them were remote learning and not able to hang out with their friends. To talk about that today, Kristina Lugo. She is the executive director of Casita. Maria, thanks for coming on the show.
Jeff, thank you so much for having me. You know, I have to say it is such an honor to be here today and to serve as the interim co-executive director at Casita Maria. For having been a Casita kid myself, I am a third generation Casita kid, which means that as a child, I attended the very programs we still offer today. And it's really the reason why I'm so passionate about the work that we do at Casita. Because I know firsthand the benefits and the opportunities this organization provided to me as a young Latina growing up in the South Bronx.
Wow, it's so inspiring. 80 years. Give us a little history. How did it start?
Absolutely. So Casita Maria was actually founded in 1934 in El Barrio in East Harlem here in New York City. And its founders were both volunteers of the church, but also Claire and Elizabeth Sullivan, who were actually relatives of Ed Sullivan of the Ed Sullivan Theater, which is famous here in New York City. And we were founded to service the Puerto Ricans who were coming from the island to East Harlem. And really, we wanted to make sure that they were going to have the skills that they needed to be able to adapt and thrive to city life here in New York. So Casita Maria is actually the first and oldest Latino charity in all of New York City. And although we were founded in East Harlem, we actually currently reside in the poorest congressional district in the United States, which is the South Bronx.
Wow.
And so after serving in East Harlem during the 30s and the 40s and the 50s, the organization found that the Puerto Rican population we were founded to serve started to migrate to the Bronx. And so we followed them to the Bronx.
Wow, I'm so inspired by your story. We found a great overview video. Now, this was done a year ago during the pandemic. Let's go ahead and roll that now.
Casita Maria Center for Arts and Education creates a safe and welcoming community, enriching and uplifting Hunts Point youth and families towards success through shared cultural, art, and educational experiences. As New York City's first and oldest Latino-serving charitable organization, we showcase and champion the community's unique artistic and cultural legacy by channeling the power of this unique heritage to educate, inspire, and encourage young people to become exceptional artists, scholars, and leaders.
Hi, I'm Aide Morales, Executive Director of Casita Maria Center for Arts and Education, and I welcome you to the South Bronx Culture Trail together again.
After months of silence where streets and playgrounds were emptied of energy and vitality, a new day. Here in the Hunts Point section.
Live performance is a bit difficult during a pandemic, and it has been for the players. Every orchestra all over the world has had to deal with this kind of dearth of artistic expression because we can't play for people, and the audience is such an important part of, the experience.
An experience Casita Maria Center for Arts and Education made possible despite the shutdown, working closely with the New York Philharmonic and Grammy award-winning artist Arturo Ferro, leader of Bronx Banda. Preparation preparations began last year for a comeback under the theme Together Again. Leonor Falcon is a violinist with Bronx Banda and teaching instructor at the Casita Maria Center for Arts and Education.
We had to do most of the composing remotely, and we just met with all the musicians online. It was very unusual, but it was incredible at the same time because we were finding new ways of making music in this new era.
New ways despite the reality of regulations that seem to change with each day. Now finally having worked to kick off Casita Maria Center for Arts and Education's 2021 concert series that began right here at Father Gigante Plaza.
We are bringing live music to the community after a year and a half of being inside.
It feels very great to get back into an audience again in order to see them, clapping. And of course, the audience gives you an inspiration you need to keep on going.
It's been a long, tough year without that, and for a lot of reasons. And so for us, it's a celebration of music coming back. It's a celebration of life coming back, New York City coming back to life.
Back to life to now heal through the arts.
For me, the most democratizing force on earth is music. Music is a migratory force. It comes to us from Africa, from Europe, from India, from South Asia, from the Middle East.
I was influenced by people like Grand Wizard Theodore, who was here today, and that first generation of hip-hop pioneers.
The South Bronx Cultural Trail continued on here at the Hunts Point Train Plaza, featuring Bronx Banda artists and their individual bands.
I've seen some of them on Zoom meetings and on the computer screen. But we got together and rehearsed a couple of days ago. It felt so good to be back playing live music.
It's such a nice thing for the community, and it brings an atmosphere of peace and happiness and the birds, and it was just beautiful.
All made possible through the vision Casita Maria has, and that is to expose families and children to the arts through education, something they demonstrated this year is so vital to a community so rich in diversity.
Wow, such a cool organization, Kristina. You have to be so proud, especially an organization that survived and thrived through the pandemic. Tell us what that was like.
Absolutely. So, it required us to pivot really in sort of the blink of an eye, but we were actually so successful, and we were still able to service our people of color in the community we serve and really still have the ability to, push our mission forward. Casita Maria's mission is really to create a safe and welcoming space where we uplift youth and families towards success. And we do that through shared cultural experiences and through art and education, and really being able to continue to do that through COVID in a remote setting, and then being able to come back together through our South Bronx Cultural Festival, which we've been doing annually since 2011, was so powerful and so moving to so many. So it's such an honor to be part of this and to be able to provide this for the community.
Sure. We've got some pictures that we grabbed from your Facebook page. You guys have so many amazing activities that you do with the young people. Tell us how it touches them in a way that they may not have this experience in school.
Absolutely. So our education programs service young people from grades K through 12 through after school and summer programming. And through programming, we really encourage them to become leaders and to find their voices through art. And so we offer violin and musical theater and piano and percussion and dance and visual arts. And we really offer such a robust menu of art programming so that we allow the young people to really explore their interests and really find what speaks to them. And then we help them express themselves through that art form. In New York City, a lot of schools don't have art sort of at the forefront. And so we're really proud to be able to bring that to the community at no cost to the families. And what you'll see through all of the programming that Casita Maria offers is we are really trying to be in celebration of the community that we serve and really let young people and the community know that their culture is very, very special, and it's something to celebrate for sure.
Absolutely. Well, I said off the top of the show that, kids are going back to school, and schools are going to be dealing with a lot of mental health issues. I mean, taking a whole planet and putting them on lockdown has to create some issues. How does your organization address positive body image, anti-bullying? Tell us how your organization works to solve some problems that the pandemic may have caused.
Yeah, absolutely. So a lot of what we do is really teaching the young people how to express themselves through art and how we can use art as a form of therapy. And I think what's so important about, what the community faces is that a lot of the folks that work at Casita Maria have experienced those same mental health challenges and trauma within our community. And so we're able to bring in social workers to speak with them. And we have resources with other community organizations so that we provide not only the young person who's attending Casita Maria programming with that support and that assistance, and we're able to also share that with their family and have, services that can help their family as well.
Yes, you said 3 generations of your family have been part of this. What are your favorite memories as a child?
I would say my most treasured memory was that I was able to perform at the Apollo Theater on stage doing ballet, which, coming from the South Bronx, my family could not afford for me to take ballet classes. And through Casita Maria, I took ballet for 5 years, and I performed not only at the Apollo, but at the Met, which is really, really amazing. And it's something that I take with me to work every day, because I know that I am helping create that same memory and that same positive outcome for the youth today.
Absolutely. And I know people are going to be motivated to get involved. How can they do that?
Absolutely. So Casita Maria holds an annual gala that we call Fiesta. It is held at the Plaza Hotel in New York City, and this year it's taking place on Tuesday, October 11th. And it is the first time that we're actually coming together and hosting this event in person since 2019. And it really is an amazing opportunity for business folks and philanthropists to come together and celebrate while supporting this very important mission and the historical organization. So for more information on how to attend or support the gala, you can visit our website, casitamaria.org/fiesta.
Awesome, awesome. Well, we're almost out of time, so I'd like to you to give a chance to give some final thoughts.
Absolutely. I would encourage folks to give us a follow on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter. A lot of what we do daily, we share on social media. So it'd be great for folks to connect and really, be able to see what we're doing day in and day out and how what we do has such a positive impact on the community that we serve. Again, earlier I mentioned that this is the poorest congressional district in the United States. And a lot of what we do is just showing the community and showing the young people that where they come from and the culture that they come from is really important, and it's worth celebrating.
Outstanding. You've been an amazing guest. We're going to have you back on again. We're going to end with your website one more time, which is casitamaria.org. Thank you so much for coming on the show, Kristina.
Thank you so much, Jeff.
You bet. That's it for now. We'll see you next time.